Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Wolfie Plays Escape from Tarkov video. In this one, we're coming back into it where we left off in the last video, where we're completing farming for mechanic. I did a few suicide runs where I would basically go in with no gear and trying to get the free stirrup kills like I did in the last video by cooperating with PMCs, but no one were buying it anymore. So I decided I was just going to rock a nighttime raid with the MPX and just kill the scavs, run to the location where I need to fix the circuit board and extract, which is exactly what I did. Later in the video you'll see me hunting Sturman for the XP, which is where we obtain the Rebirth. Nice and easy fucking boosting money leading up to me actually hitting level 20, because I have no intentions of actually keeping or using the RR because I don't really play reserve. I do intend to learn more of reserve towards the end of this wipe, probably when I get bored of doing the quests, because I never get through them. I've done them that many times that I get so bored of them now that I just get so far and then I just give up. But I'm trying to give it my all for the sake of the series. In the little time I do actually have to play it at the moment, working near enough 5 shifts a week, and I am up from midnight till midday working and getting myself sorted and ready, and then sleeping for the rest of it and straight back, so it's fun times. But yeah, so we rocked onto woods to get some easy XP off the boss if he happened to be there, and this raid was so dead. I had one guy shooting with an SKS and that was it. We had Sermon scream when I ran over towards these wood piles, and it literally sounded like he were on the opposite side, but he was just being a coward and wouldn't face me straight up, so I was trying to get him to show himself. I even peeked around the end where I thought it was, but it wasn't there. I think he'd moved back into the bushes at the other side by the time I actually walked around, so I was trying to give him a quick peek and he started spamming shots, and I ended up looping like all the way back around into the trees to my flank and back to the rock I started at to begin with. But yeah, as well as obtaining Rebirth from this Sturman here, we see the sniper scav respawn on the mountain later on in the video, which freaked me out because I was literally using the sniper scav's weapon as the next sniper scav respawn at the side of me. I just heard him like drop in, which is pretty funny to watch. And then we go on to doing a few more quests on Interchange, as well as killing Sturman the second time round. And then I've got like a loot organisation in the centre of the video to show you what I was working with before level 20 and how scrapped for space I was. I had literally no space left by the time I was like level 19. I had maybe 40 spaces in a little square at the middle of my inventory in my stash. So yeah, we're rocking the RFB. Like in the last video I said that it's really fucking badass. It still is when you put the monstrum scope on. I feel like the field of view is still a bit wonky for like really close range if your ergo's not high in the weapon, which it's not really brilliant on the RFB, but it's still not bad for a sub 20 weapon. But it did the job in taking out Sturman here as well. I was trying to do quick fast movement shots so that it didn't just take my head off, because as soon as I walk around here I'm already ready and aiming at me to give me a little wiggle. So I peek back, I do 2 shots. One shot hits him, I think either in the head or the chest. I'm not sure what Sturman's HP is on his head, but I don't think he can take one M80 to the head. So I think I hit him in the chest. And then I hit the rock there, loop back around again, and then get a nice one tap on his face. And the second shot was just a just in case shot. And then here we go. We drop on his body and we find the most awesomest thing you can find on him other than keycards, is Rebirth. And at this point I was absolutely shaking. I'm like, holy shit, Rebirth. And there's no one else on the map. I hope to God that there's no one just ratting me right now, because it'd be really depressing to get shot in the face when I picked it up. So I organised the loot. From here I literally ran to Dickhead Rock, past the SUV on the right hand side from the same way Dickhead Rock's onto the other rocks, ran round the back of the fence past ZB and straight to outskirts and extracted. didn't waste no time. Slotted the RR in top of my inventory. This is literally the midpoint, so you'll see that I've got all my armors and stuff that I've taken off people and found in raid at the top, ready to sell or use. All my food and ammos after that, then my junk boxes and bags at the bottom with all my weapons. And that's pretty much how I organise every time. Cases usually will be at the bottom, like eye cases and weapon cases, and then I'll keep the rest of my cases at the top, like magazine cases, ammo and all that stuff. But you'll see that towards the end of the video when I get that all set up. All my keys there from the amount of times I've killed Sturman over and over again. So next up, this is the sniper scav respawning. I was literally using the AK-74 with the PSO that you get off the sniper scav anyway, and I'm trying to take out these scavs just at a distance for the XP. There were no boss up on this particular run, and not many people on the servers because it was like 4 o'clock in the morning while I was playing. So I was just cruising around, just getting the XP, taking the free loot off the maps, looking for the boss, and that's when I heard him shuffle in. And I was so confused, I'm like, this must be a player scav. And I peeked over and I seen the SVD in his hands, I'm like, that's an actual sniper scav. So, again, I went back to shooting my scavs just to make sure that I could keep that XP and make sure that they don't lose line of sight on them. I just thought that was pretty funny. I had to add it in the video because I've never seen that happen before. I've had scavs spawning in front of me, but never sniper scav respawn. And then his body started doing a little, you know, disco pop funk dance, so I let him just do that. Then next up, this is the second Sturman kill of the video. Nothing too exciting off this one, we only got the key, but it was a good portion of the XP that led me from 19 to 20. So much so that I was just going to do one quest on Interchange after this, which would have been the closed stores, and I ended up doing 2 quests in one, because I also found my flash drive in my Interchange run. So I see this guard here, I kill him, Sturman starts shooting in the distance by the tents, and as soon as he starts shooting there, I'm like, okay, I'm going to start looping around. When I get to the mid-section mountain, I take out the other scav that sat by the warehouse, the guard, and then when I've killed him, I move to Sturman, which you'll see in a couple of seconds. Now, I found that if you're in the trenches by outskirts side in the trees, and you come up out of the trench that you'll see in a second that I come out of, you will always have Sturman sat in the exact same spot. He never moves from the position on that side by the rock, so it's always like the same tree. So once you know where it is, you can quite easily just walk over there, pop out the bush, shoot him in the head, and go straight back into the ditch, or just loot his body, and then which way you want to go from there. So now this is that moment where he realised where he was. So he started shooting at me, and I know that we were over that far corner. I took a wide path around just to make sure that he didn't just ping me as I was running through, because I've had it happen many a times where he just somehow gets this holy shot from about 400 meters away, and you're just like, how did you even possibly hit me? So this is that trench on about. You can see the tent easy enough, and as soon as you come around, you just see his head poking around this tree, and half the time he's never actually looking at you. He's always either looking towards the red warehouse or the outskirts, so it gives you ample time to shoot him in the head without him actually noticing. Again, like I said, I only got the key from this Sturman, but it's still easy money, and like I say, a good portion. I ran back through into Sawmill with how dead the server was, and looted both the other guard that I'd killed from the hill, and when I moved over to kill the one that were in the middle wood pile, we had some little scav walking around with the guard's weapon, so I quickly disposed of him, as you'll see right now. And then I just looted everything and got the hell out of there. And we got 13,000 XP, which is pretty good to say that I only killed nothing but AI. And then here we are in the Interchange raid. Now this is pretty much the biggest portion of the video in terms of what goes on, because I go sneaky, I go prone on a guy that walks straight past me as if he's blind and deaf, and own him, and then extract camp, air quotations, but I don't really extract camp. I just ran to the wrong fucking extract and got trapped there by this player scav and all the PMCs that turned up. But either way, it's an absolute nightmare. So we're in the back of Idea pretty much, coming in from power after I've grabbed my flash drive from that computer, and I did not want to lose that because I already had one that I'd picked up before. We had these two players running around. They went underground and then came back up after they'd looted and killed a few scavs, and they started running to the PC room at the opposite side of Idea. So I figured now would be the best time to just start running through and grabbing these shops, because I knew that as soon as I got the XP from Big Sale and the flash drives, I'd definitely be level 20. So we hit Trend, hit Dino Close from here. We took the left that I'm looking at now and ran into Costin. From Costin we ran all the way down to Avocado, and then we got trapped. They were a group of like 2 to 3 people that ran straight up from the ramp and ran into Kiba, Generic and Addict and just dispersed. They all went into different areas, and then eventually they met back up and ran somewhere off further into the middle of the store. I'm assuming like where I am now, towards Goshen, or maybe the other tech stores going towards Idea. But either way, I just stood still in the back of the changing area of Avocado, and as soon as I thought that they'd cleared out, I just moved and went straight onto the last clothing store. And then straight out the front door. When I got to the front door, I ran all the way to the wrong extract, because I even looked at it like 3 times. I'm not even gonna lie, I looked at it 3 times and I'm like, alright, railway's not even on there. But I ran there anyway, and yeah, no killer on this one, I don't think. I didn't hear him throughout most of the raid, if there was one, but that's when I got here. So there's usually a spot I like to sit when I come to this extract, and it's just past this truck here, and you can see like pretty much everything. No one ever really checks it unless they come from like on top of this thing, but I sit by that truck there, and that's just where I'd seen this player scav's head. So I hit the deck, and he literally runs right up past me. I don't know how he didn't see me go prone or anything, but he definitely seen me running over in the first place. So I pop him once in the back, and that definitely fucked his thorax because he has no armour. Shot him once in the chest there, missed him, and then he's trying to wiggle at me for mercy, and I said fuck him, killed him off. Now I was basically naked to begin with, and this gave me a rig and a bag, so I was pretty happy, just coming out with anything more than what I had to begin with. But it turns out he had this gold skull ring, so that's another decent find for the money. I think it's about 50 or 60k, something like that. So we grabbed that, and that's when the PMCs started kicking off. We were literally in the same place of where we dropped this scav, and there were at least 2 PMCs fighting 1 PMC, or 1 PMC fighting 1 PMC and a player scav. And I moved slowly back towards the back wall and seen the PMC running. I also seen the guy who was fighting, but I think once he noticed that I'd killed the first PMC here, the guy in the back who he was trying to fight decided it would better just to save his own life and extract, leaving me with the loot off this guy. So when I'd pushed over, he had an STM that was nicely kitted with Bravo, suppressor and a VPG, ergo pistol grip, which basically means that if you fire that weapon, it is not really moving, and it's going to be snappy aim, but the ammo is going to let you down if you're not using APs, which this guy were only using like a PST Guz or something like that, yeah. But he had a decent amount of loot, MDR and some scopes, grips, morphines, military cables, and they were level 26 as well, so not bad, and he killed a level 44. With that though, we'd finished Big Sale, accepted the Blood of War database, handed in Skier's flash drive, and if you look top right now, we are level 20. So literally, here's my stash organisation after that now. We've got the med cases, ammo. I do add 2 ammo boxes where the CMSs are, but I ain't shown that in this. Grenade box, a Dolnit money case, because I was strapped for money after I sold everything. But all my armor's on the right. Ammo that we had spare until I got the mag boxes, but now they're in there. 2 junk boxes with loads of stuff still ready to sell, but not selling until it goes up in price. And then my guns and bags. And that's pretty much it for this video, so until the next one, give a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Hope it's as spicy as this.